Hello dear students, welcome to the course of Engineering Thermodynamics. Myself Mihir Misri, Assistant Professor from Mechanical Department of LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. So today we are going to discuss the chapter Exergy. But before discussing the chapter Exergy, you should be aware about the first law, second law, right? And the statements of second law, zeroth law, entropy, all chapters. Then and then you will be able to understand and digest the chapter Exergy. So I will advise you to first cover all the lectures regarding the zeroth law, first law, second law, and entropy. Then observe these lectures. Let us quickly revise the components of the previous chapters. So as you might be aware that zeroth law represents the temperature, right? That means the equilibrium of two bodies will lead to equilibrium with third body, right? So that will define the temperature. Then the other law was first law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics will deal with energy, that you know that first law will define for system and for closed system as well as for process, right? So for closed system you might be aware that you can write down Q is equal to delta U plus W, or for process, right? For cycle you can write summation of Q is equal to summation of W, right? Then after second law, so second law you might be aware that second law will define the two statements or direction or feasibility of the process. So the two statements are very simple, that is Kelvin-Planck statement and Clausius statements. So also recall that also. Kelvin-Planck told us that it is impossible to construct a device which will produce net work with exchanging heat only with single reservoir. And same way, Clausius statement told us that it is impossible by a cyclic device to transfer heat from low body temperature to high body temperature without any work input, right? So we have also seen how they both are influential for each other. How if you will violate the one statement, then it will lead to the violation of other statement also, right? So further, the next chapter was entropy, that is disorder, randomness. We have seen several aspects and several cases of entropy and irreversibility, right? And now we will discuss about the exergy. Students, exergy was also known as availability. Simple funda is there that from a system, whatever amount of maximum work that you can extract till it reaches the level of thermodynamic equilibrium, that work is called as exergy or availability. I am repeating again, from a system, whatever amount of maximum work you can extract till it reaches the state of thermodynamic equilibrium, then it will be called as exergy or availability. Okay, so keep this fundamental concept in your mind. Definition may be asked for examination. Okay, further, let us understand the dead state. Dead state means what? Simple funda is there. That is, if you are having your system in thermodynamic equilibrium with the surrounding. If you recall the word thermodynamic equilibrium, then you might be aware that thermodynamic equilibrium is associated with different three segments, that is pressure equilibrium or mechanical equilibrium. Okay, then chemical equilibrium, there shall not be any chemical reaction within the system and between the system and surrounding, and also the thermal equilibrium, that means you should not have any temperature difference within the system as well as between the system and surrounding. Okay, so if all three thermodynamic equilibrium or all three equilibriums are present and you have zero velocity at particle level and your potential energy is minimum, that kind of state is called as dead state. Okay students, I am repeating again, when your system and surrounding are in thermodynamic equilibrium with each other, plus your system particles are having zero velocity and minimum potential energy, that kind of state is called as dead state. Dead state means that is in equilibrium with the surrounding. Okay, so in any operation, if you can manage to disturb the system from the dead state, then it will create you or it will give you the chance of exergy. See, fundamental concept of exergy is what? Exergy is nothing but available energy. available energy. Okay, I am repeating again, available energy. Okay, so that means what's our available energy? Simple funda is there. That means if you are transferring heat from source, let us say 100 joule of heat, and from that 100 joule of heat, you are extracting, let us say 70 joule of work. Maximum work that you can extract is 70 joule. And you have to reject 30 joule. According to the second law of thermodynamics, we know that you have to reject some amount of heat if you want to extract the work. Okay, that means you should have two temperature reservoirs. And if you have two temperature reservoir, that means you have to reject some heat to the lower temperature reservoir, right? So if you are rejecting the heat, right, so that 70 joule is the maximum amount that you are able to extract between these two temperature difference. So if that is maximum amount that you can extract, then that will be called as exergy or availability or available energy. And the remaining one, that is 30 joule, that you are not able to convert into the work form, that will be called as unavailable energy. Okay, so keep that thing in your mind. So exergy is no new concept, is already known to you. Okay, so that is nothing but maximum amount of work that can be extracted. So as I was talking about the dead state, so if you are moving your system or taking your system away from the dead state, then it will cause you some exergy, or it will give you some exergy. Okay, then and then exergy will come into picture. Okay, that means if, let us say, for example, our surrounding temperature is 30 degrees Celsius and our system is also at 30 degrees Celsius. Now if you will increase the temperature of the system, let us say 70 degrees Celsius, so now you have two temperature difference, 70 and 30. So that is why you will get some exergy. But if you will come back again to 30 degrees Celsius, so this is also 30 surrounding and this is also 30, that is system. So then you do not have any exergy or available energy. Also, if you will decrease the temperature of the system less than 30, let us say 10 degrees Celsius, so now you will also get some exergy. Okay, so in this case the direction will be negative, obviously, right? But that means what is my aim to give you the idea? The idea is, if you will disturb the system from the thermodynamic equilibrium, then it will give you chance of exergy. Okay, so I hope you are aware up to this point. Okay, so if you will disturb any system from the dead state, then that will give you exergy. Okay, so now here let us discuss our chapter, and in chapter the first topic, that is exergy of heat input in a cycle. Okay, so for understanding the exergy of heat input, that means what? Exergy of heat input, that means you are supplying some heat in a cycle. That means a cycle is constituted over here. Okay, so now here you can see on the y-axis we are taking temperature, on the x-axis you are taking entropy, right? On the diagram, observe the diagram, we have one cycle over here. Obviously you can tell me which cycle is this. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1. See, 1 to 2 students is isothermal processes, 3 to 4 is also isothermal, and 2 to 3 and 1 to 4 is reversible adiabatic or isentropic processes. So 2 reversible isentropic and 2 reversible isothermal, that will constitute Carnot cycle. So this is nothing but a Carnot cycle, right? So here you can see at higher temperature, that is corresponding to this 1 to 2. So higher temperature is T, right? So corresponding to the temperature T, the heat that is added is Q, right? So Q amount of heat can be added. And corresponding to this T0, see T0 temperature is written over here. So T0 means what? Dead state, right? Here students remember that in thermodynamics, whenever 0 subscript is used, so generally it is used for dead state. Okay, 0 subscript is used for dead state. That means you cannot go beyond that stage. Okay, so T0 is dead state. So at that dead stage, what heat you are rejecting? Q0 amount of heat you are rejecting to the atmosphere. Okay, so this is a typical cycle working. Okay, and we are supplying some heat Q. Okay, so maximum work that can be obtained over here is equal to what? So maximum work that can be obtained over here. So work is equal to what? Work is equal to, simple, you know that work is equal to efficiency into heat supply, right? If you recall the previous lecture, then I have already told you many times that eta is equal to what? Eta is equal to, pardon me with the writing, eta is equal to work done W divided by heat supplied, right? Heat supplied, okay, QS or Q. Right now our heat supply is same Q. That is why Q is the heat supply. I am not writing QS. Okay, you can understand that. So now if we want maximum efficiency, that means what? In which cycle you can get maximum efficiency? You can get the maximum efficiency in reversible cycle. We have already discussed this, right? So that means what? Our efficiency over here should be reversible efficiency. And you know that reversible efficiency can be achieved using Carnot cycle, right? So now that is why if you will make W as the subject in this equation, then what you can write? W is equal to eta reversible into Q, right? So W is equal to eta reversible into Q. So eta reversible is equal to what? So if you recall our Carnot cycle discussion, then during Carnot cycle discussion we know that you can write 1 minus heat rejected. Efficiency is generally written as this. See, efficiency is generally written like this. For normal cycle, it is written as eta is equal to 1 minus Q of rejected, heat rejected. So heat rejected over here is Q0. So I will write Q0 and divide by heat supplied. So here heat supplied is equal to Q. So I will write Q. Now this is for normal cycle, students. If we have reversible cycle or Carnot cycle, then you can replace this Q0 by Q with temperature, right? We have already explained that. So that is why instead of this Q0 by Q, you can write T0 by T. So that is why here Q1 minus T0 by T is written. So ultimately this equation which is written over here is nothing but eta reversible into Q supply. So that is equal to 1 minus T0 by T is equal into Q. That is known as available energy or exergy. Remember students, available energy or availability or exergy, all are same words. Okay, so keep that thing in your mind. So now here I can also write the work done or maximum work is equal to what? Difference between heat supplied minus heat rejected, right? Everyone will agree with that. Maximum work is equal to what? Heat supplied divided by heat rejected. Okay, so here if you can observe and appreciate, then heat supplied is equal to what? So I have already told you many times that on the TS diagram, if you draw any curvature, then the area under that curvature. So here you can observe that area under this curvature will be this much, right? See, this much area. Pardon me. Right? So this whole red highlighted area, right? Consider it completely filled. Okay, this whole highlighted red color area, that will give you what? Heat supply. And if you want to write down the heat supplied is equal to what? So what can I write? So you know that we have already practiced that during entropy chapter, that it is nothing but T into entropy difference, because temperature T is constant. This heat is supplied at constant temperature. That is why T will be constant into entropy difference. So entropy difference would be how much? S2 minus S1, because you can see for this heat supply, the endpoints which are over here are different. That is S2 minus S1. Okay, so keep that thing in your mind. Okay. Now further we will move, that is heat supply. So this first term which is represented over here, this will give me heat supply minus heat rejected. Now students, heat rejected. Okay, so let me highlight it by another color so it will be easy to understand for you guys. So if you can understand and appreciate, then this will be our heat rejected. See, this much portion, right? This much portion will be our heat rejected, highlighted by green color. Okay, so this much heat will be rejected. And if you want to highlight how much this heat is, so what will be, what you can write? Simple. What is the temperature corresponding to 3 to 4? Corresponding to 3 to 4, temperature is T0, that is constant temperature, into delta S, right? So delta S is equal to what? S3 minus S4. Obviously, you will take the difference between higher temperature or higher entropy minus lower entropy, right? So this green color will represent the heat rejection. The first term is representing the heat addition, second term is representing the heat rejection. Clear, students? I hope you are clear up to this point. Now further, what we can write? Now here if you can observe, then in this diagram we have these 2 and 3 points having same entropy. Same way we have this 1 and 4 points same entropy. So that means what? this S2 and this S3 is nothing but same. Okay, same way this S1 and S4 are same. So that means I can take this whole bracket into common. So that is why I have written S3 minus S4. Okay, and into what we can write? Into we can write T minus T0. Right? I hope you are clear to this point. Okay, students. Now further, what can I write? Further I can write, now see, this is very interesting. Now if I will replace this bracket, or if I can write this bracket. Okay, if I want to call this term, so this term T into S2 minus S1 is equal to what? T into S2 minus S1 is equal to nothing but heat supplied. So here again I have written the same thing, heat supplied minus T0 S3 minus S4 as it is, right? I hope you are clear up to this point. Now that means this T0 into S3 minus S4 is nothing but unavailable energy. Okay, unavailable energy. Okay, so this unavailable energy is highlighted over here by this 324 process, or area under the process 324. So this whole area, students, will be called as unavailable energy, and you are very well aware about this thing, right? Because I have already explained it to you. Okay, so 324, this much area will be unavailable energy, or UE. Okay, so that is equal to Q minus Q0. Okay, so the Exergy, now the meaning of this thing is what? Exergy depends on what? See, Exergy depends on simple one thing, that is, see, this Exergy means what? Maximum work. Okay, so maximum work will depend on what? T, T0 and Q. Now obviously this T and Q are interrelated. That means if you are having higher temperature, then you will have higher Q. Okay, so that is why this T0 is constant. That means your T0 will be fixed, because it is nothing but the dead state, and dead state generally will be automatically environment or atmosphere. So you cannot change that. But you can have the control over this temperature T. So that means your Exergy will depend on temperature T only. That means if you will increase the temperature of heat supplied, then your Exergy will increase. And that is obvious, right? We have already discussed this so many times, that if you will increase the temperature of heat supply, then you will get maximum work or more work. Same way here, the Exergy will also increase as the temperature will increase. Okay, students? So today we will keep up to this point. Thank you.